Hi there, folks, and welcome back to another episode of Airgun Reporter. My name is Paul Capello, and for today's show, we've got a special two-part series on the Benjamin Marauder. I've got one here in .22 caliber. Let's go ahead and check it out. Before we get into the chrony testing, let's go over some key features of the Benjamin Marauder. First and foremost, dual fuel technology. What does that mean to you? You can either fill the reservoir with CO2 from a paintball tank or high-pressure air from either a hand pump, compressor, scuba tank, whatever you like. Secondly, it's very, very quiet. The Benjamin Marauder has a baffle on the barrel that quiets things down. I mean really quiet. All you hear when fired is the ping of the hammer on the valve. And even that can be brought under control with an aftermarket depinger should you want to do that. It has bolt action, and it's also a 10-shot repeater. Here's your magazine right here. Very easy to load, very simple design, and they're not expensive to go out and get should you want to get a few of them to keep in your pocket when you go out into the field. The Benjamin Marauder also has a nice hardwood stock and a match grade trigger. What do we mean by match grade or world-class trigger? Doesn't need any adjustments out of the box. It's been tuned for you at the factory. This thing is very light, it's very sensitive, but it's just right for hunting, target shooting, needs no aftermarket work. Take it out of the box and shoot it. Also, before we go into the chrony testing, I'll be taking the stock off to show you folks at home how you adjust the power. It is adjustable in case you didn't know that. Before we move on to the chrony testing, I'm going to show you how we adjust for velocity the Benjamin Marauder. That's a matter of taking the stock off, removing a screw, and then setting an adjustment screw. The manual explains it in detail, and we'll be going through a rough version of that here. If you have any questions, always refer to the manual. It will show you step by step how to do this process. Let's go ahead. All right, the first thing we do is remove this screw right here. Don't take off the screws for the trigger guard. That's just going to drop the trigger guard out. There's no need to do that. It's just a single set screw right here. Turn that counterclockwise, lefty-loosey. Store that in a safe place. Carefully lift out the action. Put your stock aside. Don't let that drop off your table. Now we move on to the second step here. All right, the first thing we're going to do is take a 5/64 Allen wrench and remove a little jam nut inside of our adjustment port here. All right, next, put your 5/64 Allen wrench back in. If you want to lower the velocity, you turn it clockwise. If you want to increase the velocity, turn it counterclockwise. Now this is preset at the factory. I'm going to go ahead and give it another half turn counterclockwise, increase the power. And that's it. For the recommended settings, refer to the owner's manual. It'll tell you how to adjust it, and you should be good to go. Just like the Benjamin Marauder's little brother, the Discovery, to charge it, all you need to do is take off the cap, underneath, a quick disconnect port. No need for probes to lose or adapters or anything like that. Just take the end of your hose, use the quick disconnect, and you're ready to charge it up. There we go. 200 bar on the money, about 2,900 pounds. Okay, we have the Benjamin Marauder charged up now to 200 bar. Let's go ahead and load the 10-shot clip with Crossman Premiers. This is a very interesting magazine. Simply rotate that lucite window clockwise until it locks in place. Now you're ready to put the first pellet in. Remember, clockwise. If you do it counterclockwise, you're not winding the small spring in there that advances to the next pellet. That's all there is to it. To put the magazine in, all you do is cock it back, Snapper in, bolt forward, you're ready to go. Before we do the chrony testing, let me tell you a little bit about the scope I have mounted on the Benjamin Discovery. This is a center point 8 to 32 times 56 millimeter objective scope. It has side wheel focus adjustment, red and green illuminated mil dot reticle, very good bang for the buck. This is on the higher end of the center point scopes, but so far this has been a very, very deadly combination on small game for me with the Benjamin Marauder. Let's go ahead and do that chrony testing. Okay, using Crosman Premier's 14.3 grains on a fully charged reservoir gave us an average of 937 feet per second. The lowest was 929, the fastest 942 feet per second, an extreme spread of 13 feet per second, and a standard deviation of 4. Let's go ahead and shoot another 10 over the chrony and see what our results are. Okay, this was our second 10-shot clip over the chrony with the same fill-up. Our average was 922 feet per second. Our slowest was 906. Our fastest, 936 feet per second. The extreme spread was 29.66, and our standard deviation was 10 feet per second. Okay, for the sake of experimentation, let's load 10 more Crosman Premiers into that clip and shoot another 10 over the chrony using the same fill-up. Okay, for shots 20 through 30 on the same fill-up, our average was 886 feet per second. Our slowest was 862 feet per second. The fastest, 905 feet per second. The extreme spread was 42.58 and a standard deviation of 14.83. Okay, in order to degas the Benjamin Marauder from high pressure air, they provide this tool when you buy a Benjamin Marauder. This is a degasser tool. Very simple to use. Just put it in the back here, screw it in, then take a small Allen wrench and insert it in the hole and turn it till you begin to degas the reservoir. Remember folks, when switching between high pressure air and CO2, you must degas the reservoir. You cannot mix CO2 and high pressure air.
Alright folks, thanks for watching part 1 of the Benjamin Marauder special. Stay tuned to pyramidair.com/video to watch part 2. We'll see you there.
Please remember folks, air guns are not toys. Even the smallest calibers can cause serious injury if not used properly. And you should never, under any circumstance, point an air gun at a person. Parents, if you teach your kids to shoot responsibly, they will have a lifetime of air gun enjoyment. My name is Paul Capello. Until next time, shoot safe and have fun.